2 days after Valentine's Day, February 16th, I had a ghost tour. The Walk with Spirits is a haunted historic pub crawl. And yeah, so I didn't want to give the tour. If hello, I just lost my best friend of 21 years 2 days before. Last thing I wanted to do was give a tour, but for whatever reason, the group blew up. I think it was right before, is it President's Day weekend? I think it was a long weekend, and that's why it blew up. But something like 18 people were registered for the tour. And I was like, okay, I don't want to cancel on that many people. This is also like, it's a profit share. I'm splitting with my colleague, right? This is a tour that we do together. And I've just got to suck it up, right? Just got to be a professional and just got to give the tour. And so I remember thinking to myself as I'm giving this tour, like, I don't want to be here. I just want to go home and cry. And this is just not my jam. And I take a great deal of pride in what I do. So I'm a 6th generation San Francisco historian. I've written several books about San Francisco, and I give 1,010% when I'm out there giving my tours. It takes a lot out of me. This tour in particular takes a lot because of what's involved. And yeah. So anyway, we get to our second to last stop, and I don't want to ruin the tour, but we get to our second to last stop, and the only thing that I will say is that this is the place where almost everybody experiences something on the tour. I've had the biggest skeptics. Again, personally, I genuinely don't care about your skepticism. Doesn't impress me. Like, what are you doing taking a ghost tour if you don't believe in spirits? Like, and it's not a cheap tour, by the way. It's not a cheap tour. Easily you're out $100 by the end of the night because drinks are not included. So anyway, we get to the second to last stop, and it's this alleyway where some spirits live. I'm actually very overprotective of these spirits. I have formed a special relationship with them over the years, and I'm not going to say anything else. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that before we entered the alleyway, because it's very important to me that we do this properly, that we do this with permission and with respect. Again, I have a very close relationship with these particular spirits, and I'm overprotective of them, just for lack of a better term. So before I do my little second to last spiel, I've kind of been tossing around in my head whether I should say anything about my friend passing away. And I finally decide, okay, I'm going to say something just because I know that I've been a little short with people tonight. I hope that I may have even had stank face, and I don't want to get a bad review for the tour is kind of my reasoning. So I'm going to say something, and this is what I said. I said, before I did what we do at this alleyway, I said, hey everyone, I said, I just wanted to apologize tonight if I've been short. I said, a couple days ago, I lost a childhood friend of mine. I said, this was very difficult. I said, it's been very difficult for me to give the tour tonight. I just want to apologize in case I, was rude or short with anyone. I've been trying really hard to keep it together. So we did what we do at this alleyway, which I won't say. Take the tour and you'll find out. But I do kind of like my end spiel before we head to the last location, because I try to leave things if it's not obvious. I don't want to leave any loose ends, it'll make sense if you take the tour. But right before we leave, these two women who were on the tour said that the spirits that lived in this alleyway that I had pretty much introduced them to that evening, that they were very curious about me. I'll be honest, these women did not impress me. And I felt like they were trying to impress me, and it kind of like I was kind of like completely honest. I've had these two ladies on a different tour, so I feel comfortable saying this because we've had a really cool interaction afterwards. But I apologized for admitting that this was the case, but I also do believe in being honest. I just remember having this feeling of like shut up. Like, I'm not impressed by you. I can tell you're trying to impress me. I just want to go home and cry. Can I just go home and do that? What this lady said next literally almost made me lose my shit right there. I was trying, if it's not obvious, so hard to keep it together. So she said that when I first started talking, that there had been 3 of these individuals behind me, kind of supporting me right there as I was speaking. And then she said that right before we left the alleyway, that a 4th one had come up, and she was holding a cat. I did not tell anybody on that tour that the friend that had passed away, the childhood friend, was my almost 21-year-old cat.